Class is in session, thoroughbreds, and the so-called elites are gonna learn today, starting with the Predictor-in-Chief Blair Hughes, who's taken up hiding from X as a hobby. When she's not sharpening her claws on the low-hanging mints and clear fruit, that is. Rumor has it even new Blair got in on what's being called the Rumble in the Concrete Jungle. Kudos to the TKO on the has-been little Celine. Looks like Blair's taking you under her wing already. Should we be scared? Honestly, if she weren't wearing the latest in court case couture, there'd be no reason to mention Blair at all. But props must be given where they are due. That look was fire. It's cute how her merry band of campus A-listers hold her up on a pedestal. But you're not the only one who made friends over the summer, Blair. In fact, X's circle's gotten so big, it wouldn't surprise me if you had a mutual or two. Yours in chaos. IDC fit me XO. Fight me. Okay, alright, hopefully you're all having a good day. Let's go. Queen Bee Book 2, Chapter 2, Entrez-Vous. The next morning, you're chewing on a Pop-Tart, staring down at the golden puzzled letters on the mysterious card you got last night when Zoe walks in. Pugsley yips around her heels excitedly until she scoops him up in her arms, scratching his belly as she wriggles happily. Ow! So, check this out. Tomorrow, noon, warehouse on 32nd. Because that doesn't sound like an invitation to be murdered or anything, right? Zoe plucks the card out of your hand, plopping Pugsley in your lap. She examines it, then reaches for the envelope. It came in with a growing smile. While I wouldn't put it past the New York's elite to spend top dollar on your assassination, character or otherwise, check the custom wax seal. She flips the envelope over and you see a wasp and key insignia stamped on the back, and a gentle scent of figs and Chanel 5 waves through the air. Yeah, it's a fancy seal, but what's it mean? You just got a gold ticket, sweetness. This invite's from Aopidia. Well, this is awkward. You rack your brain for a clue, but come up empty, Zoe's mouth drops open. You know the exclusive secret society full of top-tier Ivy League alumni? Oh. Zoe, if it's a secret society, how would I know of it? Let's just say the tea existed as, at Ivies across the country. Epidia's members would all be ranked number 1. What's this? An entire society just buzzing with queen bees, all ready to sting at a moment's notice? You let out a whistle! Who needs a job fair when you've got power like that behind you? Exactly. I have it on good authority that the A-list celebs the world over have APD to thank for their careers. If you take it in, you're set for life. Rumor has it, Apoidia only admits 1 senior per Ivy year, but Blair, they already want you. I'm tired of saying the name of this institution already. Well, yeah, of course they do. I'm a perfect fit. Awfully cocky for someone who doesn't know they existed until 5 minutes ago, don't you think? Hey, I can't help that success and power are my bread and butter. You're the only one who raised me to be this way, remember? Yeah, I created a monster, and I don't regret a second of it. Yet, during book 1, you actually did. Hang on a second. Where's your invite, then? I don't have one. What? How could they leave you out? Everyone knows we're a matching set. Blair, don't worry about me. I am not pressed about this. My music career is going to take me places, them or none. And bonus, since I'm not competing against you, I get to help you kick your competition's asses, whoever the hell they may be. I'll just make sure to let them know that it was all you're doing when I get in. You better. Now that that's settled, we can focus on more important things, like what you should wear. To a warehouse? It's what's inside the warehouse, dummy. You put Pugsley down on the floor with a little pat on the head, and he bolts off towards your room to get into who knows what. Make no mistake, they're going to be testing you, so you need to dress to impress. Give me 10 minutes to call 5 shops, and or a few, 5 to bribe Trixie to go pick up your new look, and we'll have you dressed in 30. Note to self, remember to tell Zoe every day that she's a star. And lo and behold, Trixie rings the doorbell a half an hour later holding a satin garment bag. Zoe tips her a Pop-Tart and shuts the door in her face. So, your first impression is everything. You need something that says, yeah, I woke up looking hot, but with a little money I can look even hotter. She whips out the custom piece in rose gold that shimmers subtly in the light. You shimmy into it, instantly feeling like a 10 out of 10. Diamond choice. A rose, but without thorns. So, would you say I'm, material? Yep. All you need is a piece de resistance. The sunglasses scream I only associate with the elite. Slip the sunglasses out of her fingers and slide them on. Why do they have to be pink? Vintage always sends the right message. What do you think? You're gonna wow 'em, babe, regardless of what you wear. Now let's get you downtown, it's almost noon. The two of you hop out of your car, the address and the invitation, and it's low-key, kind of a dump. Total grime fest. Are we sure this is the right place? It's a secret society, Blair. They can't very well be, have a welcome Abadia members etched in the side of the building. And just then, the wall gives way along a pre-cut incision, revealing a secret alcove inside a man in a suit stares back at you. Invitations. He's kinda new. Zoe hands the bouncer your invite. He looks at it, then you, and before opening the door and waving you through. Not you. His name's Roid Rage. Turn to see him block Zoe's path with a beefy arm. Excuse me, she's my +1. Not at the entrance. She isn't. Invitees only. Everyone else needs to go around. Blair, it's fine. This is your mama. I'll catch you on the other side. Wait, you're really gonna leave me in this? The words are barely out of your mouth when the bouncer slams the door. Did nobody teach this dude any manners? You'll have to forgive him. He's still learning our ways. You whirl around, jaw dropping, when you come face to face with someone you've only seen on the cover of Chart Topper. It's true. Standing right behind you is none other than Mama Wade. Does Zoe know you're here? Immediately you reach for your phone, your fingers itching to spread the news. Considering how close you two are, I'm sure it won't take long to get out. Though I was hoping for longer than 5 minutes. Gently, she covers your screen with her hand, and sheepishly you lower your phone, abandoning your half-crafted text. Welcome to the beginning of the rest of your life. I'll be a mentor for all things Abadia. You're going to mentor me? That's amazing. But Felicity gets serious immediately, and you fight the knee-jerk reaction to gulp. You suddenly feel it. They aren't messing around. Simply put, Abadia is a network of the most elite graduates from the very top colleges, stretching back over a century. We've been watching you, Blair, and based on your unprecedented rise in last year's rankings, we believe you may be a student at Belvoir. I'm honored. But what makes you think I need Abadia to succeed? Like you said, I clawed my way to the top before. I can always do it again. Maybe, but with our influence, you'd be done clawing. You'd lead the pack, everyone else would have to play by your rules. Abadia isn't for the weak. To prove your mettle, you'll have to pass a series of challenges. Fail a challenge, and you're out of the running. At the year's end, we'll decide which contestant has impressed us the most. Those challenges aren't the only thing we'll be watching. Felicity pulls out her phone, and you see the X's version of the T on her screen. Damn you, World Wide Web! Okay, what of it? Traditionally, Abadia used Belvoir's ranking list to help determine our pick, but this year we'll have our eyes on X's challenge. An Abadia hopeful should have the approval of the masses. After all, you look to be having no problems with that. Wait, does this mean X is rushing Abadia too? Indeed, as we speak, they and several of your classmates are having the same discussion with their mentors at locations around the city. But Abadia challenges are meant to be done in anonymity. Your identities won't be revealed to your other competitors. X is rushing? Perfect. I'll wipe the floor up with him. The only thing sweeter than payback is knowing that I'll be the one dishing it out. They want to play in the big leagues. They better get ready to have their mask ripped off, and I won't be gentle. Exactly the initiative I was hoping to see from an Abadia hopeful, and I have a good feeling about you. Remember, an Abadian must always maintain their composure, keep their true motives a secret, and most importantly, dress to kill. The last one certainly won't be an issue for you. Thank you, I certainly tried. This all seems easy enough. I hope so, because your first challenge starts now. Without warning, the wall behind Felicity slides open, revealing a club full of celebrities. Movie posters for Tinsley's Ackerby's new film, F for Friends, stretch towards the ceiling. The true power comes from making an impression on those who matter, so today, Abadia will be watching your performance closely. A sudden surge in the crowd separates the two of you, and by the time the way clears again, Felicity is gone. Glanced at all the posters around, clearly the main event. Well, I see they gave her a markup look. Oh, those who matter, huh? If I want to impress Abadia, there's no better place to start with the starlet herself. With the crush of people around you, the only question is how to find her. In the chaos, you do spot one very familiar face live streaming her pickup. And that, Veronica Katz, is the scoop on what's going on behind the scenes of Justini's little tiff, but you didn't hear it from me. You head over, only for her mom to swoop in out of nowhere, grab you by the shoulders, and spin you. Oh, for the love of... there's two of you. Blair Hughes, you dress. It shimmers nearly as bright as Veronica's past, present, and future. Mi amor, get her on camera. I do let my wardrobe do the talking. Just saying, the pearls on your sunglasses reflect a stray strobe light. Dazzling, show-stopping, so avant-garde, I love it. The 80s are making a comeback in a big way, aren't they? Pearl-encrusted apathy. Veronica Katz, tag me in your tips to recreate the mood. Veronica throws up a quick peace sign at her stream and signs off before losing all expression in her face. What do you want, Blair? This behind-the-scenes footage is a gold mine, and time is money. Quirde, what did we say about your off-camera persona? Smiling smooth, there are people watching. Ahem. Tell me, Blair, what brings you to F is for Friends release party? I'm looking for Tinsley. You seen her? Oh, well, no, I haven't, but surely there are other people to talk to. And now Sandra looks, put out. Right, the way to win over the rich and powerful isn't to tell them you'd rather be talking to other rich and powerful people. And clearly Pixelberry has never had that kind of influence. That is literally what rich and powerful people do. They want to meet the head hen of the roost. Sandra shakes off the balloon, pastes on one of those smiling smooth smiles. Veronica's getting her follower count up to make a good impression on her wasp club. She got the envelope last night. So you're rushing Abadia too? I mean, do I get a choice? I'll do it as long as it doesn't get in the way of my streams. Wow. I'm more interested in asking Tinsley about the time her Patrick Square makeup sponsorship made her face smell like ground beef. Wait, didn't that also help in another book too? Something to do with face makeup or something? Darling, you can't. She became a brand ambassador for Barbarian X Hunty on that very day. Deleted her account and never spoke of it again. Blair, get over here. I have someone you'll want to meet. Like an angel, sent to save you from Miss Lombardi's next mini-lecture, Zoe takes you by the arm and steers you to a man in a hideous flowered shirt. Blair, meet Darren Coughlin, director of tonight's masterpiece, F is for Friends. He's super close to Tinsley. Super close is killing Tinsley. You mean, if she complains about the temperature of her bidget water one more time, Anyway, the studio's recasting a sequel. Muffy, lately's set to take Tinsley's place after we cross some I's and dot some T's. Isn't Muffy Tinsley's best friend? Hey, that's the biz. All I care about is what happens on the screen. That's, the most sensible thing I heard all night. Life's all about cutting your losses, or cutting the people who don't deserve the spotlight right out of it. Blair would know a thing or two about disposing of unwanted drama queens. You leveled up? Oh boy. Yeah, make sure to show us this every time we gain a vote. Ah, a get it done attitude, huh? You know what, Blair? You're young, fresh face, and obviously smart. Here's my card. We'll, still casting for some minor roles in a sequel. Give me a call, and we'll set up an audition. He catches sight of someone arguably more important than you and hurries off. Like I said, this is rich people. Leaving you with a straight-on view. The wicked has-been witch of the East herself. Oh no. She sends you a death glare before turning back to the convo her parents are having with a few executive types. Growing up amongst the family business taught me the importance of winner's attitude. Failure's not an option for the Sinclairs. Says the girl is mourning her own fall from grace. Film this for me, Zoe. Oh no. Zoe whips out her phone and you glide over to where Sinclairs are putting on a happy family act. That's when I said, Poppy, of course you're brilliant and gorgeous. You get it from your mother. So, you see, Anna's the one who bought Poppy this absolutely delightful ensemble tune. It's eye-catching. I'll give her that. Pier's head whips your way, and you can see the moment he registers you as the girl who brought his daughter's legacy crashing to the ground. You little... I think it's time for a refreshment. Gentlemen, would you care to join us while we get the girls catch up? Smooth, safe, Anna. She corrals the execs and her very flustered husband away. You cross your arms and give Poppy a once-over. Still trying to be the newest member of Evanescence. I hope for your sake you get your dress dry cleaned daily. I'm going to obliterate you, bury you so deep you'll be wiped from human memory, and if anyone digs you up, I'll bury you again. Wow, that seems like a lot of work. Your empty threats are tired. We both know you don't have the social cash to do anything right now. You're basically a high society newborn. What do you want? To see the look in your eyes when you lose Apodea to me? You don't feel like losing your throne? All over again. You wait for a reaction. Anything that gives away that she's rushing it as well, but this witch has the evil smile down pat and you can't get a read on her. I don't know what you're talking about, but clearly you think me a fool, so let me make something clear for you. You're an asterisk and a footnote of the story of my rise to greatness, but I am the sun that's about to eclipse your lifetime of irrelevancy. Well, in that case, may the best woman win. Poppy's a woman? I thought she was just a creature of the, like, Loch Ness Monster's, like, swamp. Oh, I will. Right on cue, an explosion of camera flashes erupt near the door, and in waltzes the girl you have to impress. Tinsley Ackerby herself. So they gave her more of a oomph, with curves, longer nails, and more of a feminine look. Barreling through the crowd like Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball, Poppy makes a beeline for Tinsley, clearly desperate to win her over before you. Tinsley, look at you, leading woman in grossing film at my father's studio. You must be so proud. Poppy goes in for a cheek kiss, for only Tinsley to back away with a squeal. Oh my god, who are you and what are you? The negativity rating off of you is going to put me in a Botox clinic before I turn 25. Yikes. Bobby, you aren't even on Tinsley's radar anymore. Time for Blair Hughes to swoop in and steal your thunder. Don't worry, Tinsley. The travesty before you is nothing a killer makeover can't fix. But why not film it? Post your charity work to the socials. She glances at you and raises her eyebrow at your dress in a universal sign of, I want what you have on. Cute dress. She takes a second to fix her hair in a reflection of your sunglasses and nods in satisfaction. Gives you a smile. You've got my attention. You were saying something about giving this walking tragedy a makeover? It will only make sense to use products from Barbarian X Hunty. They're like, there's a reason you're their brand ambassador. Their products are to die for. How could you represent anything less? I mean, yeah, I live at the highest quality touches body. It's my moneymaker after all. The question is, could I stand to use my darling BXH on her? If she gives Poppy an I wish I did not see it look, an absolute fury that flushes Poppy from her chest to her ears is on view for all of Zoe's streamers to see. Enough. It's my father's studio produced your movie. Give me the respect I'm due, and I'll have you booked and busy for the rest of your life. Deny me, and I'll have your mansion in foreclosure and on a bus back to whatever dirt poor town you came from. That's funny. Isn't your dad's studio the one recasting Tinsley in the F is for Friends sequel? What? Oh, you didn't hear this from me, Tinsley, but rumor has it they're giving your role to, your BFF, Muffy, lately. That bitch. My lawyer will hear about this. She texts over the details and, for good measure, anonymously texts the tabloids pics of Muffy after a big meal captioned with just the pregnant emoji. Justice is served. Yep, this is what high society people do. Literally, they'll destroy you just because you looked at them. She gives you a good look for the first time and smiles. I know it's worth my while knowing your name. Blair Hughes, Belvoir Sr., hottest topic on campus, and every girl, everyone wants to be. Well, Blair, I'm going to be getting a breather from the... She looks Poppy up and down with an exaggerated slowness. General public in the VIP section. I'll save you a spot. Meet me in there. As Tinsley struts over to the VIP section, Zoe aims her camera at you with a squeal. Girl, quick, check your phone. You quickly unlock the screen and press the notification tab. Puff the Magic Dragon. Blair's close personal friends with Tinsley Ackerby. I'm gagging with jealousy. Drunky Brewster. No one holds her own with the Dally's City Diva and lives to tell the tale. Hashtag respect. User, bunch of numbers. Blair for Queen 2K21. Looks like I'm trending on the T. If only I knew what X's nasty face looked like so I could imagine how mad I would look. Now, all that has to do is take Tinsley up to her offer to join her in the VIP, and X will be shaken. Yeah, I don't think X really gives a shit. Please, after I spend a few hours in the VIP, Tinsley won't even remember you existed, Farmsville. Poppy saunters up to the VIP rope with a sway in her hips and snaps a finger at the bouncer. Open, says me. The line would do a lot better if I knew who the hell you were, Lady Scram. Did you hear that? It's the sound of Poppy's ego cracking and shattering all over the floor. Zoe leans in and points to her phone. Guess whose gorgeous roomie just caught that third degree on 4K. Now, if you were to get in and post this, it'll be all anyone can talk about for weeks. Spend an evening in the VIP to Tinsley. Move, Poppy, you're in my way. If there's anything you've learned today from Tinsley, it's how to act like a spoiled celebritante. You shoulder check Poppy as you head over to stand in front of the bouncer, throwing in all on your most arrogant expression. Well, are you gonna open it, or is raising and lowering your arm too much of a mental hurdle? On the other side of the rope, you see Tinsley sit up and pay attention. Time to put on the show of your life. Look, lady, I'm just doing my job. Well, here's a hint. If I'm on the side of the rope, you're failing miserably. He sighs and checks for his clipboard. What did you say your name was? Blair Hughes. I'm embarrassed I even had to say it. For you, that is. Did you not get cable in that rock you live under? We've got streaming, but we've mostly been trying to cut back on the luxuries. I can assure you, knowing who I am isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. You throw your arms wide and wave them around at your surroundings, casually smacking Poppy with your purse as you turn this way and that. None of this would even be possible if I weren't for me, and yet I'm not a VIP. I could look you up. Reaches for a cell phone, and you feel the method actor flow through you as you snatch the phone from his hand. Look me up? Look me up? Are you going to look me up? You reeling in there, champ. You're spiraling. You take a deep breath and step closer, poking the bouncer in the chest with his own phone to punctuate every word. What's your name? Alright, calm down, Karen. Kevin? Well, Kevin, let me tell you something. There's no VIP without Blair Hughes, but if you need to check, go ahead and do that. And when your boss asks me why I'm out here with the commoners instead of up there where I belong, I'll be sure to say Kevin thought it was best. You see a flicker of doubt in Kevin's eyes and hold firm, praying he doesn't call your bluff. Oh, Blair Hughes? That's entirely my mistake. Of course, I know who you are. Right this way. Kevin lifts the velvet rope just as you're about to cross it. A pair of hands with a razor-sharp manicure grab your shoulder and yank you back. She's not famous, she's barely even rich. You just got played by a sow-suckling farmhand nobody. And for a single minute, you relish the anger in Poppy's eyes, the unsightliest vein throbbing in her forehead. Then you snap your fingers. Kevin, remove this peasant from my sight. And once, Miss Hughes. What? No, get your grubby rope-wrangling hands off of me! You wait as Kevin physically moves Poppy back 10 feet, and then lifts the rope for you to enter VIP. The second you cross over, the air smells sweeter, your skin feels smoother, and even your cholesterol feels down 7 points. Over by the couch, Henley gives you a standing ovation. That has to be the best I've seen in years. Take a seat, you've earned it. Just one moment, Hensley. Hey, Zo, how'd you like to join us in VIP for a selfie? Like to, girl? You know that's an understatement. What? You can't let her in too? She's even bigger nobody than Barnhouse Charity Case. You just look dope, you. Miss Hughes, we cannot allow just anybody in the VIP. Oh, Zoe's not just anybody. She's my partner in crime. Personnel, stylist, social media manager, not to mention inspiration and motivation in all things. Or package deals, so if you'd please. You wave a hand at the bouncer and he lifts the rope, allowing Zoe inside. She sidles past a very pissed off Poppy. She beckon her over. Zoe Wade, Tinsley Ackerby. The two size each other up until finally Tinsley smiles and raises her voice just loud enough to be heard on the other side of the robe. Has anyone ever told you you have the most stunning aura? No, but people are hard-pressed to find anything they don't like about me. I love it. Take a seat, ladies. You sink down to the most comfortable couch you've ever had the pleasure of resting your cheeks on. Up above, aerialist twists and turn on silk in the rafters. Really. Had I known the VIP had all this, I'd committed identity fraud a long time ago. And it only gets better to watch this. Tinsley claps twice and a waiter appears almost instantly to take her order. Instead, she gestures to you. Go on, ask him for anything. Oh, I'm not really hungry. Not just food, anything. Thousands of thoughts race through your brain until you settle on one. I want the most expensive alcohol, yeah. Very good, Miss Hughes. And which car shall I be charging this for? Put on the Studios tab. Care of Piers Sinclair. And keep 'em coming. Being a bad bitch is a thirsty work. Seconds later, fire dancers surround the table, spinning, twirling, and breathing fires. A waiter places a basin in front of you. Of our house-made sangria, complete with Ybarro melon, Juliet rose petals, Hennessy paradis, topped with Domaine de la Romaine, and of course, diamond-molded ice cubes, formed from Himalayan spring water. Enjoy. You, Zoe, and Tinsley accept the cups filled with liquor from the basin. You pluck out an ice cube to find Blair etched in a fancy script. Now that's attention to detail. Welcome to the good life. I had you pegged all wrong, Blair. Initially I thought you were there was something there, but that you weren't quite ready. Now, I let you walk my dog, and that's the highest honor anyone has ever had from me. Gee, thanks, Tinsley. That means more than you know. To walk her dog. Oh no. I'm not sure whether you know this or not, but most people find me demanding, insulting, and insufferable. Well, I don't. Needy, uncompromising, vengeful. I'm not sure that's vain, and worst of all, a diva. No wonder you're being cut from the sequel. This time you let a couple seconds pass, because Mama didn't raise a fool. And then, you know. What has the world even come to? Crazy, right? But I think we can be friends for the long haul. To commemorate this moment, a selfie. As Tinsley fishes out her phone, Zoe discreetly points past the rope where Poppy stands fuming. Way to get a selfie with Poppy in the background. Tinsley, might I suggest a little more, flavor? Tinsley glances at Poppy and then hides a laugh behind her hand. You all turn and she angles the camera so that Poppy's snarling mug artistically photobombs in the background. Everyone say, conceit. Conceit. Tinsley snaps 250,000 pictures, mostly from her good side. But hey, commoners can't be choosers, making sure to catch Poppy's snarling face in each of them. Oh, is she really going to stare at us the entire time? Leave her to me. Enjoying the brush of power, you strut to the VIP entrance just behind the velvet rope and snap a pic of Poppy on the wrong side. Smile, Poppy. Without hesitation, you whip out your phone and capture the worst-looking, most candid photo of Poppy possible. Ah, what the f— She's awkwardly posed, slightly out of focus, and most importantly, just like everyone else. You post it, and the video of her VIP rejection. Tag Poppy in the random and empty spaces on the photos Tinsley took so she can looks like she's nobody, really, she is. Farmsville, when I get my hands on you, they're going to have to create a brand new word for atrocities I commit. Well, then I guess I'll have to wait till later, since your biggest enemy right now is a 2-foot-long velvet rope. As you flop back on the couch, you throw your arm around Zoe and pick up your glasses. To the very important people. And their friends. Cheers, ladies. The party's winding down much later than Felicity reappears, and Zoe tenses beside you. Congratulations, Blair. You've passed your first challenge with flying colors. And many a new fan from Miss Ackerby's socials, if I'm hearing correctly. Thanks. I think Tinsley and I really bonded. Felicity nods and turns her attention to Zoe, and then, oh boy, did it get 20 degrees more awkward in here, or is it just you? Zoe, I'd like you to come meet the director, Darren Coughlin. We already met, Mom. Well, did you tell him about your latest project? Mom, don't start. It would be perfect for the soundtrack of the next movie. We should do lunch, discuss it. I know I'd consider it a personal favor. Would you stop already? Should you still be here? Should you slink away? Oh god, you hate getting caught up in family drama. How many times do I have to tell you I don't want your help with my career? Not through your connections, not through Abadia, nothing. There's nothing wrong with accepting help. Do you know how many people would kill for what I'm offering you right now? Blair, you're her friend. Talk some sense into her, would you? Wait. Zoe is the one you should be listening to. She's passionate about her future. Can't you see that? Can't you believe in her? See, Mom, Blair gets it. Why don't you? I'm your mother, Zoe. I just want what's best for you. Blair, I need to talk to my mom alone. I'll catch you back at the dorm. Will you be okay? I'll be fine. I'll see you later. Must be nice to have a parent that actually wants the best for you. You really don't want to leave her alone, but you can tell this conversation isn't for you to hear, so you nod and head for your exit. You're walking back to the campus alone, worrying about Zoe, but as you're passing the window of a bistro, you catch sight of a familiar face within. Ian laughs as he stands from a small table, and you can almost wave, and then a familiar figure steps into view and takes his arm. Lexi. You blend into the crowded sidewalk as they step out of the restaurant, caught up in their own little world. You tail them to the train station. Oh, Ian, I had such a wonderful time with you tonight. Let's do it again soon. As you watch, Lexosaurus Rex leans in and kisses his cheek. The nasty little gremlin. When you get your hands on her, you're just gonna... As she boards her train, you watch as Ian waves as the woman he once called mildly intolerable, which everybody knows is academic for makes me want to peel my skin off manually. It's the final straw. As the train departs, you step out of your hiding spot. Blair, what are you doing here? You grab him by the neck and just go like this. No, I'm kidding. Listen, I did it with a can. Okay, leave me alone. You're seeing Lexi of all people. Looks like desperation is the new black. How long after hearing did she wait to ask you out? Milliseconds? And for what? And for that matter, I can't believe you said yes. What does that make me? Around you, passerbyers turn and stare, and with every new set of eyes, Ian's shoulder creep up higher and higher. Please, Blair, I can explain, but not here. He takes your hand in his and pulls you into Central Park. And there's a whole different vibe from the last time the two of you found yourselves here. He searches through the darkness for wandering eyes before wheeling around to face you. You shouldn't have approached me in public like that. It's too dangerous. What else am I gonna do? When I saw you on a date with Lexi, Thirstgamer herself. Lexi and I simply went on dinner as friends, nothing more. And quickly you learn that your MC is completely an intolerable biatch. I would not date a woman like this, I'm serious. If you don't have confidence in yourself, to the point where, you know, nah. Plus also, this current situation is just one that really is not comfortable. You know how she feels about you? Can you pretend, or how can you pretend? She only sees you as a friend. She reached out after the hearing. I needed someone to turn to. Typically that would have been you, but I couldn't put you at risk, so we can rely on our coincidences like this as our only chance to see each other. Tentatively, he reaches up and rushes the backs of his fingers against her cheek, his expression tender and etched with longing. I wish it wasn't like this. I'm gonna step back. But it is, and I get it. It just sucks that I'm supposed to even talk to the only person who's going through the same thing. The thought of having to avoid you is painful, but it is what it is. And what I have to do to protect you. How could I not? Then what about the moments like this? When we run in each other's unplanned? If all we have to look forward to are now happy accidents, I suppose we have the cosmos to thank for this coincidence. Also, Bob Ross talked about happy little accidents. How romantic. You bring out that side of me, you and only you. He takes your face in his hands and gently strokes your cheeks. You shiver at the affection in his gaze, on full display now that the two of you are all alone together. And if coincidences are what we have to rely on, then we'll just have to make each other count. Ducking his head, he slowly brings his mouth closer to yours. His voice fades to the background as memories of the night before come back to you, your skin, or his skin, hot on yours. Hot and burning with intensity. He takes your hand, guides it to the right book, then leans down to murmur in your ear. There. Though I'm sure you could have found it yourself. You return to the present as he saws your name, his lips a hairbreadth away from yours. Blair. Take advantage of this moment alone, have a steamy make-out session with Ian in the park. I'm done waiting. And this is how you get caught by X. Because we don't know if he or she is in the wings. Kiss me, Ian. God, I was hoping you'd say that. Your mouths meet heatedly, and he presses himself against you, stirring something deep inside as his hands crush your back, drawing you even closer. You know, if you think about it, making out here is probably safer than anywhere else in the city. Why's that? His lips wander your jaw, your neck, your earlobe, freeing your mouth, but dizzying your thoughts. Just off the top of my head, it all boils down to one thing. Wealthy undergrads don't like to walk. I should guide him onto a bench. You push him back onto the backs of his legs, hit the wood of the bench. He sinks into it, gripping your hips and pulling you on top of him. You must be pretty confident if you're testing your hypothesis already. His hands next to your chest, you wash it with heavy, lidded eyes as he massages your breast. When have I ever been confident or not? Your hands cover his, controlling the speed and pressure until his attentions leave your panting. Touché. You grab his head, kiss away a smirk, waiting until you hear a moan catch in his throat before pulling back to stare in his eyes. Do you trust me? If I didn't, I'd be in a very cold shower instead of here enjoying the view. I don't understand the cold shower reference. I never understood it, but feel free to explain down below. His breath hitches as you guide his hands down your chest, your waist, your hips, until they reach your backside. Slowly, you roll your hips. Then we have nothing to worry about. His grip tightens, and he pulls you down roughly, leaving you flush against his lap. You moan, but he keeps his voice tantalizingly even. Out of an abundance of caution, what's gotten you so bold tonight? One small realization, wealthy undergrads hate walking. You know, just in case we didn't cover that the first time. But they hate missing a party more. You rest your forehead against his as you grind against him, smirking as his breath catches. And with all the Belvoir busy obsessing over the alphas, a welcome week bash that leaves us free and clear to obsess over each other. Ian presses his lips to your exposed neck, tilting your head back, and when he speaks, it's not just the vibrations against your throat that send a chill through you. Thank God for frat parties. He grinds against you with an expert precision, tearing a needy moan out of you. Enjoy the ride. Close your eyes and tense around him. Every new wave of sensation brings you closer to the breaking point. Say my name. You claw at his shoulders, wildly throwing your head back, but his voice finds you. Say it. Ian. You throw your head back, shivers racking your body, and you're about to give away yourself over to the pleasure completely when he goes still. Blair, wait. Wait! Haven't you been waiting long enough? You pause, breathing heavy, gazing up at him with full-on sex-me eyes. And for a second, it seems like he's about to overcome whatever moral roadblock is keeping you from the pleasure you both clearly and desperately want. But he hangs his head, breaking eye contact. Damn this man and his godlike self-control! This isn't right. What? We've already established no one's going to see us. Ian nearly collapses forward, leaning his forehead against yours, gazing longingly into your eyes as you both try to control your breathing. It's not that, it's just you deserve more than this. You deserve somewhere romantic and warm. Not some forgotten corner of a park in the cold of night. It seems like this forgotten corner of the park is enough for us to satisfy both of our cravings, though. Yes, but some of us have this thing. I'm trying to think of the pesky word. He brings out your hands to his mouth and nips at the pads of each finger, presses each joint, and presses kisses to each palm as he speaks. What I'm craving isn't just physicality, not just stolen minutes weighed against the agonizing hours without you. Brushes the pad of his thumb against your cheek, pressing a soft kiss to your lips. Oh, that's right, it's called being romantic, a gentleman, you know, things like that. When you're in the quiet moments, in the hours that aren't quite night, but aren't quite day. I want to bask in your wit at all hours of the day, be surrounded by your charm without having to hide it away. You want to be in awe of my devastating good looks too, right? Oh god, you are so fucking shallow. With a chuckle, he brushes the softest of kisses against the tip of your nose. That's already been taken care of. It's nowhere near your most intimate limits, but somewhere as he lavishes attention on your most mundane parts of your body, it's the most naked you've ever felt. When I say I want you, I mean all of you. From the monumental things that make you you down to your fingertips. sweet kiss. You press your lips to his, and he responds at once. You kiss tender and unhurried as he pulls you into his arms. A bit of you to take with me? That's the idea. You rest your forehead against his again, taking a moment to savor the warmth, the security of his arms, and you sigh heavily as you realize the writer from this realizes that not everything has to be about chicka wow wow. I want all those things too, Ian. Time for with each other, quiet moments, comfort, dependability, not having to hide, just be together. But how can we have all that with everything at risk, with only coincidences to rely on? His gaze turns mournful and he presses his lips to the shell of your ear, whispering softly, I don't know. I don't know how to make myself stay away from you. Then think about everything you may lose. To be so young, you're incredibly accomplished, and watching everything you've worked for go down the drain would suck. Not to mention it would also take away your sexy nerd guy appeal. I'm serious, Blair. Say the word and I'll give all this up for you. And yet there are some people like that, willing to buy one of them in my life, but I don't want to give up everything for them, or vice versa. I just... I don't know. Hey, I hate to tell you this, guys have feelings too. Well, that's corny, but also incredibly sweet. But I couldn't ask you to do that for just me. You nuzzle into his neck, well aware that it's time to call it a night. Then, what would you have me do to prove myself? How about one more kiss before we go back to our reality? Happily. His hand caresses the sides of your face as he brings his lips to yours once again. Son of a bitch, what did I say? What did I fucking say, you dumbass? A flash of white light cuts through the darkness! Interrupting and disorienting you, you and Ian spring apart, your eyes adjusting from the sudden brightness to see... Oops. Michael? Without another word, Michael turns and sprints away from with the goofiest run you've ever seen. It's almost funny if it weren't for... if we don't get that phone back. Don't even finish that thought, I'm on him. You take off after Michael, gaining on him as he taps desperately on his phone screen, while still ducking and weaving through the trees. Guilt trip him into slowing down. I'm sure this is gonna work, but I'm trying to stick with the angel thing. Michael, can't you at least slow down and explain why you do this to me? For the love of God, Michael, stop. He slows his goofy food sprint to a light jog and then a power walk as you continue your low-speed chase. Look, I'm sorry, alright? Just stop crying. Or don't start crying. Women's tears give me a confusing boner. What the fuck is wrong with you? I never expected, of all people, you'd be so cruel. Hearing the tearful sound in your voice... He comes to a complete stop and wheels around to face you, dumping his phone into your waiting hands. Okay, fine, here. Just don't start with the waterworks. I'm free-balling over here. What the hell does that even mean? You steal yourself for what you'll find on his phone. XO. I set up a safe server. We can talk here freely, but no names. X. Good. What do you have for me? Oh my god, she's holding a whole press conference with us 15 idiots. Who does she think she is? Velvet Sips. Saw her at the job fair. She was being super nice to this new nobody. Fake. Saw Picta stories about her sucking up to Tinsley Ackerby about after Poppy totally bombed you. Gotta go watch out. She came back stronger this year. Hacking leader. Throw away 1989. So far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. If she's off campus, it's only a matter of time before the desperate snake meets up with Kingsley. Tarzan, you know what to do. So, 6 people. Really? I'm following her from the party, but lost sight. Oh, we got 7 people. Never fear, I've got something big ready to drop. I want results now. Have you found her yet? We have 8. Who are you people? A sick feeling of horror spreads through you as you look down at the mysterious group chat filled with trash talk about you. You burst into totally fake yet effective tears, wailing at the top of your lungs, and watch as Michael squirms uncomfortably, while simultaneously apparently getting a boner. Oh my god! It's a really weird detail to put in there, Pixelberry. I thought we were friends. I looked out for you. How am I supposed to take such a betrayal? Okay, listen, I can explain. We work for X, supposed to follow you around and get dirt to post on the T. Okay, but who are these people? Give me names, descriptions, anything. Clearly, they're all in a chat room with unknown names. Durr. We never met in person. All I know is their usernames, I swear. None of us know who X is. I just thought it sounded a cool undercover thing. I didn't think. That's your problem, you didn't think. You straighten up at once, wiping away your tears with a flick of your fingers. Michael goes shock white. Well, creepy boner wilted. You didn't think I'd catch your double-crossing ass? Well, it's time to face the consequences. As Michael bursts into ugly tears, you delete the incriminating pic you took, snap one of your own, staring Michael, tear-stained and snotty, before posting it to the T. Tarzan. Wow, what a picture. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 7, and he's number 8. So I was right, there's 8. So we've got who is 2 finger guns, who is Queen Terrier 66, Velvet Sips, Cross-Cultural Leaky, Pack and Leader, Throwaway, and then I don't care, Fight Me XO. Fight Me XO, okay. I still can't get over that name. Take down the X's disciples for all to see by adding them to your hit list. Each rival you expose deals a blow to X and earns you a massive boost in votes. As your rep grows, you'll have the chance to sway a key member to your side for the ultimate revenge. You know, imagine if they just took out that last part and just told you there would be like a huge thing at the end that you'll find out and you'll have to play to find out. That's how you keep people hooked. Comments pour in at once and you suppress an evil laugh as your classmates flock online to sing your praises. Silly X, did you really think you could send a jackass to take out the queen of the jungle? Let this serve as a reminder, which what a name. When you come for the throne, you'd better not miss. Yo, Snot Bubble Spores has entered the chat. X must really be desperate. I wouldn't trust Michael to wipe his own ass. This is true. Blair is a savage. I am deceased, Bubble Buddy. You pocket Michael's phone and glare down at him. Scram, if you know what's good for you. But if I could get my phone? If you want to leave here with your life, I'd consider this an opportunity to an upgrade. Yes, ma'am. You'll never see me again? I would hope not. You go scurrying off into the night just as Ian catches up. You show him X's group chat. This is unheard of. How could X organize an entire brigade of students against you without you ever knowing? Kind of like how one person orchestrated 5 people in my community to basically spread throughout the community that basically I was a bunch of things with absolutely zero proof. I don't know, Ian, you're supposed to be a professor writing a story on this shit. Don't worry, Ian. I've already taken one down. And when I figure out who the rest of them are, every one of them is gonna wish they'd never crossed me. Why, you can take more pictures of snotty people crying? Your phone pings and you click to see a new update that has been uploaded to the T, and another and another. Oh. Oh no. You know, you remember the other guy? He's got a big, like, package that he was gonna deliver. Ian, is everything alright? I know we just saw each other, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off with you. Ian, I don't presume that you're glued to your phone, but a response would be appreciated. Ian, Blair, we need to talk. Ian, Blair, please, this is hard enough as it is. Maybe a different tactic to get your attention. What would you have me do? Shall I climb the lattice outside of your dorm window and recite a sonnet? Uh-oh, thoroughbreds, I did a little digging, and what do you know? Turns out Professor Dreamy is secretly a stage 5 clinger. Will someone please tell the good professor being left on red isn't an invitation to go full Benji? Hashtag yikes. Stay tuned, Because if back-to-back-to-back desperation messages are anything to go by, we'll be catching him and Blair together sooner than you think. No love here, X. Yeah, but see, here's the thing is, I know what some of you are going to be thinking. Clearly we're tied, no shit. It's not going away anytime soon. So, first and foremost, without further ado, before I get to my little in thing here, please remember to do what's on your screen. It would be very much appreciated. I put a lot of hard work into this channel. We have over 3,400 videos, and we've been doing this for 5 years. And my one and only goal for this community is, basically, if you guys don't know, every creator that grows a community to a certain size gets a little thing that they get to hang on their wall. That's all I want. It's been my kind of like dream slash, thing that I've been doing on this channel for 5+ years. Just hoping that one day this community and this channel and my efforts and whatnot would be recognized. Not just by you, but also by YouTube. And it's a thing that all of us could celebrate and relish in. And I would like to at least happen before, I'm no longer around to enjoy that. So, again, that's what subscribing means. That's what sharing this channel and sharing these videos mean. It's a way of you being able to help out without having to financially obligate yourselves at all to this channel. Please consider doing it for me. But anyway. So let's get to this. So first and foremost, those messages clearly were already what was going on with Kingsley and Blair before the Dean had a talk with us, right? So it's before the fact, and basically it's already been resolved, right? With that being said, it's it's something that's already been resolved, so there's no consequences there, it would be really stupid to have consequences for something that's already happened and already been addressed. It's after the fact. That's where the whole, cancel garbage culture happens, right? Alright, so hopefully that's not a thing in choices, but, I digress. Then again, if something like this went live in the real world, let's be honest, this happens every day at colleges, where someone who's like 20 to 30 gets in with their professor, whether they be male or female, hook up, and everybody goes, well, they're two consenting adults. Who gives a crap? And most of the times, it's just the college, like, dean and whatnot, that basically is worried about their, relationship influencing, grades and the school, if there's a big relationship fallout. So with that being said, it's up for you guys who you think is the other 7 people. Who do you think? That, and like I said in the video, guys have feelings too, at least Pixelberry offers some representation of that. Keyword some, it is at least something that I do respect. However, I just wish that, here we are, we went from being, a Farmsville slash, growing up and morals and all this other shit, and we have a choice, right? It's called the illusion of choice when it comes to Pixelberry, but it's supposed to be a choice, right? Then I've chosen the good route, right? Well, the good route is still, going around and hurting people. And that's not the good route, is it? It's really not, and I kind of dislike that. If it was the evil route with the little devil and things like that, I'd understand that. I really wish Pixelberry would take a page out of Detroit Becomes Human's book and allow actual choices to matter. It's not that hard to make one of 2 branches happen. Where things are completely different. And, there's still time, there's still, a way to do that in this book. Just hopefully eventually that happens, and also future books too, and also to Pixelberry, well, I know we may not always agree to disagree, but, I've loved this app. I've covered this app for, since literally your inception, and, I criticize you guys because I want this app to succeed. I want these stories to succeed, and this is kind of like if I didn't like your shit, I wouldn't be covering it. So I'm just hoping it gets better instead of worse. Been slowly on a downward spiral for most of it lately. And clearly the community is telling you that, but I don't know. Hopefully you listen before it's too late. Thanks for watching. Peace out.